going to join me tonight for just a little short session of Pilates. Only half an hour tonight. And then you could use this whenever you want to. Once it's on the feed, so if you fancy just doing a quick Pilates session, just log on to this one. Do it whenever you want to. I know sometimes people don't always join me live on the Pilates, but like I say, I always do it so that it goes onto the feed and then it's yours when you want it. So I'm not going to stay here too long. Just going to give it another minute, see if anybody actually comes up, and if not, we'll get started. We'll get started with a bit of shoulder and arm work, warm those up. So we've got a couple of props today, optional, so you can use ring, you can use a band, or you can just use your arms. You don't actually have to use any props either. So whatever you want to do, lots of options. I'm just going to start off by warming up the shoulders. So I'm going to start, I think, and then anybody who wants to join in, they can. We have a lot of time today. So it's my head pad. So you can use a head pad, you can use a folded up, just small towel for your head, just so your head's not flat on the mat and chins up. It just kind of keeps the head in line. I'll explain that when we go down there anyway. So we're going to start off standing. Oh, someone's just come in. Maybe say, hi Christine. Oh, I'm glad I've got someone joining me. That's good. So we're going to start off standing. So feet hip distance, lift and spread your toes. You've got a good little bit of a distance between each toe. Not distance, but just a bit of a gap. Soften your knees and just make sure the top of the head is lifting up towards the ceiling. So really think about your posture, lifting, lifting, lifting for the top of the head. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears and drop the shoulder blades down the back. And then we're going to start to roll the shoulders forward, back, and then squeeze the shoulder blades as you go back. So really getting that activation around the shoulder blades. So squeeze them down. So just a few of those shoulder rolls just to get into those tight shoulders. And also start to wake up those back muscles, upper back muscles around the shoulder blades, around that kind of area. And neck as well. So as you roll the shoulders, the neck's easing out any tension. And then a couple forward. Just a few of those. And then take them to the side bend, so reach up to the ceiling and then over. Doesn't matter which arm, so reach up and over. So getting right into that side body, and also as we reach up and over, we're getting into that lower back, which if you do a lot of sitting, a lot of desk work, even a lot of bending, the lower back gets quite tight, quite restricted. So these side bends actually help release any tightness there. So reaching up and over. So use your breath, inhale and exhale. Just a few of those, one more each side. And then arms out to the side, so palms are down to start with. Reach away, drop your shoulders. We're going to turn the palms up, and then we're going to turn them all the way around, so they're kind of up again. But full rotation in that shoulder joint, because it can rotate all the way around, or mostly, more or less. So getting that full range of movement in the shoulders. And it's good to do this as well, keeps those shoulders mobile, keeps them working well, keeps them oiled, synovial fluid stimulated via movement all around that joint. And as you bring the palms up, drop shoulders down, shoulder blades, and then go all the way around. And then we're just going to round the back and tuck the chin. So again, drop shoulders down, lift the chest. So we're starting to bring in the upper back. Roll round. So round it back and then lift the chest, shoulder blades. So think about activation a little bit more into the shoulder blades. So squeeze those, not sure yet, shoulder blades and armpits. And then come all the way around, tuck the chin, and then squeeze it down. So a couple more. So as best range of movement you can. You might not get a full range, but just working on that. And then bring the arms up, spread your fingers really wide. So you've got a Good, stretching the palms, reaching up, wiggle fingers. And then we're just going to bring the elbows back and cactus the arms down, so shoulder blades are working hard, down to the waist. Your elbows, not your shoulder blades. And again, inhale, or aiming to draw them down to the waist. So squeeze shoulder blades together and draw them down. So you get these shoulders to come down, so we're not hunching. So again, squeeze it down. Couple more, inhale, exhale, squeeze. And one more. Exhale, squeeze. And then just drop your arms down by your side, a little neck tweak, a little neck stretch. So take it over your right shoulder and then take it back, lift the chin slightly and then take it forward, tuck the chin in. So just getting into those tight necks. So again, if we're doing this on a lunchtime session, if you've been working at a desk, your neck may be a bit tight right now, so these are really good for that. Easing into that. Anything you do, really, desk work. Sometimes if you're doing a lot of, I don't know, whether you're on the phone, just keyboard work, necks get so tight. And then go centre, and then the other side, and then tuck it in. And then bring it back and lift the chin. So just nice and slow, so we get that full benefit of those neck stretches. And then drop the chin down to the chest, and we're going to lift the chin and tuck the chin. Reverse. That's good. And then back to centre. We're going to take the hands on the hips for this one. We're going to tuck the pelvis under and then push the bottom out, so a bit like a dock. So getting into the pelvis, so tuck and then push the bottom out. So that lower back, so squeeze the bum as we tuck under and then push the bottom out. Squeeze and push out. So getting that movement right into that lower back, hip flexors, glutes with some tucks. So a few of those, tuck and push out, tuck and push out. Getting that movement in there. Tuck and push out. Couple more. That's good. Then keep the hands on the hips. We're going to balance on the left leg. We're just going to take that heel out. So not go too far and tap it back in. So push out, tap back in. All the time lifting up towards the ceiling. 3. Make sure this foot is facing forward. It's not twisted. 4. So face forward so we get right into the glute med. 3. 2. And 1. And then the other side, so out to the side. So foot facing forward, out to the side. Come in. Squeeze. Head up towards the ceiling. 4. Squeeze. 3. Keeping a foot in. 2. And 1. And then place the foot down. And then grab yourself. So you can grab a band if you want to. You can grab a ring if you want to. That's pretty much similar. So the ring, we're going to squeeze it. And then if you've got a band, you're going to kind of open it. So holding onto the band and just opening up. So you're working those arms a little harder. So as you go down, you can bend the knees, open the band, and then release. So open and release. Or with the ring, it's a squeeze. So squeeze and down. And if you've got nothing, you can just do the arms up and down. It's just to get some work in the arms. So little squeezes of the ring. So we're going to bring the ring out in front of us. And as we go down, a little squeeze. So sometimes we do this, we bring it in and out. But today we're just doing little squeezes. So ring out in front or opens with a band. So bend the knee, squeeze, back up. So squeeze, back up. So just getting some knee bends in there. Pushing the knees over the toes, squeeze and down. Elbows towards each other. Shoulder blades again, squeezing down towards each other. Squeeze and back up. Couple more. Now one more. And then back up. And then we're going to take the ring, or you can just do it normally with the arms. You can hunch and back in, or you can use the ring. Up to you. So round the spine, little squeeze, and then drop the shoulder blades down the back. So a little bit of work around the shoulder blades. So again, rounding with a squeeze, and then drop them down. And then the other way, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other, the squeeze, and then drop them through centre. So again, squeeze and drop through centre. And then again, 2 more forward, squeeze, back down. Again, squeeze, back down. And then the other way, squeeze shoulder blades in, back down to neutral. Again, squeeze, back down, and then back to centre. And ditch the ring for now. Hold that there. Now we're just going to take some leg lifts, but with the arms out. So we're going to lift up the right leg 5 times. Standing tall. 2, 3, 4 more. 4, 5. So we do 6. 6. And on the other side, so 6. Keeping tall. 5, 4. Keep the hands steady. Shoulders down. 3, 2, and 1. And then roll shoulders. Just a few times back. A little bit of rotation. So bring the feet again back to your hip distance. Push the right hip forward. We're going to turn to the right with the arms. So back to centre, push the left hip forward. So this pelvis stays still. We just turn from the waist. So again, that rotation of the spine. So centre, push the right hip forward, back to the right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. 1 more each side. And 1 more. And then back to centre, drop the arms down, give those a little roll. There's a little break. So we're going to come down now onto the floor. So if you want to do a little hangout, opposite elbow, drop your head, bend your knees, you can go there, obviously a bit further than me. I'm going to not go too far. Still can't bend too much. So I'm going to try and come down gracefully from my stair. So you can either use a chair if you want to. If you find it difficult to get on the floor like I do right now, just a chair always helps to get you down there. Or you could just hang out like we usually do and then roll it down onto the floor. So we're on our all fours now. So spread your fingers nice and wide, eyes of the elbows forward. Thighs are about fist distance. Top of the head pushes toward the front wall and the tailbone to the back wall. So in our neutral spine. Take a big inhale into the ribs. And as you exhale, tuck the chin around the spine, press for the hands, and then inhale to hold, and then exhale back to your neutral spine. Again, inhale, exhale, round it, inhale, hold, exhale back to neutral. Couple more. So don't drop down in the back, keep that connected. Inhale, exhale, neutral. 1 more. So mobility of the spine, this is really good. You've got a stiff upper back, stiff lower back. Really gets that movement coming into there. And then we're going to come over onto our backs for a little bit of work through those core muscles. So if you find it hard to roll down, you can come down onto your elbow, behind you, and find it quite difficult to get down. Like I used to, it's a bit stiff. So once you're there, you can take a ball if you want to between your knees, or a loo roll that you used to use back in the day, back in lockdown. So you can take something between your knees if you want to, or if you've got a block, you can also take a block in between your knees, but it's got to be quite a thick one. So a couple of inch one, not the thin head blocks, otherwise your knees will be too close together. So it needs just a little bit of a distance there. You can use block, ball, whatever you want to do. That kind of helps the outer part of your hips to switch on a little bit. So if your knees are likely to go out or drop in, then a block or a ball is quite a good idea. Palms are down, flatten through your shoulder blades. We're going to come up into an ab prep. So we're going to slide the head, inhale. And as we exhale, pull up on your pelvic floor, drawing your lower tummy, and then we're going to reach the ribs to the hips. Inhale to hold, and then exhale down. So a few of those, so working deep muscles as well, so use your breath if you can. So a wide inhale, and as you exhale, pull up on pelvic floor, so as if you need a wee. Draw in your lower tummy, and then ribs to hips. So we're adding internal muscles as well. Inhale to hold, and then exhale down. If this is a bit sore on the neck, you can always support your head. So you can come here, elbows wide, squeezing shoulder blades, inhale. Exhale, coming up, drop the head into the hand. Inhale to hold. Exhale down. So a little bit of support on the neck. Don't be frightened to do that. If your neck's sore, support it. Don't try and come up here and your neck's all tight. So just support it if you need to, but don't pull on it. So inhale. Exhale, ribs to hips. Drop the head into the hand. Inhale to hold. Exhale down. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale down. One more. And if you're not holding your neck, take your hands behind your head now, because we're going to take it into obliques around the waist. So we're going to come center, over to one side, rib to hip, center, and over to the other side. So breathing is inhale, exhale over, inhale center, exhale over. So nice and slow and controlled. We want to keep that movement nice and controlled, and we don't want to be pulling on the neck at all. So rib towards the hip. So even if you come up a little bit, don't pull on the neck. So we drop the head through in between, not quite down, but through, and then over, and then inhale center, exhale over. So if you want to advance this, you can lift your legs up and do your elbow to knee. I'm not going to do that today, but if you want to do that, go ahead. So exhale over, inhale center, exhale over. So again, an initiation of these obliques working, a rotation of the spine, and also those obliques are going to support your lower lumbar area. One more each side. And then back to center, and then give that head a little rock and roll. Or for my neck muscles now. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to take the head pad out. So the head is just flat, because it's a better position when we're going to lift the hips up. Flatten through your shoulder blades. I'm just going to do a couple. So take the palms down. We're going to pick up. So inhale. Make sure your knees are in line with your ankles. As you exhale, pick up, pelvic floor, doing lower tummy. Tuck under the pelvis. So even if you get a little lift here, that's all good. So just that little bit of engagement of the lower tummy, the pelvic floor, the squeeze of the bum. Get that rock in. That could be your start. So if you haven't done much of this before, just doing a few of those will start to strengthen the internal muscles. They'll start to get that roll. They'll start to get that movement in the lower back, rather than trying to push up and doing it all in a weird way. So it's just, even if you can just tuck under and engage those muscles, the right muscles, the glutes, pelvic floor lifts, all those muscles, tucking under, we can get that movement in the lower back. If you can come a little further, exhale, lift up, inhale to hold, exhale down. But if you want to, if you've not done much of this before, just do your hip rolls, just roll it out, just to get those muscles firing, starting to strengthen things. In Pilates, we work from the inside out, so we get the muscles to work on the inside, i.e. pelvic floor, those breathing muscles as well, engaging those, and then we kind of work our way out into the extremities, so starting off center and then through to extremities. So a couple more. So we get that initiation of those deep muscles working. And one more. And we're just going to do some leg slides. So slide away your right, or don't slide very on these yoga mats today, slide away your right leg. Draw that back in. So your pelvis shouldn't move at all. Nothing should move except for your leg extensions. So slide away your right leg. come in. So the advancement for this, if I can do it, lift your legs up and extend one leg, we extend the other leg. I'm just about to do that, I'm not going to push it. But if you want to go there, you know that one, you can lift your legs. And if you're strong enough, obviously, then you'll know that one anyway. If you want to go there, otherwise just stay low, just start to work the muscles slowly, start to wake them up, and then you can advance. It's always best to kind of start small and then work your way up, especially if you haven't done a lot of this kind of stuff before. It's all good to start small and then working up. So push away and back in, and then one more each heel. And then we're going to take it over onto our fronts and do some spinal extension, getting these backs to move and extension. So our ab preps. So coming over onto your forearms. So again, if you do a lot of desk work, this is really good to get the front of the shoulders stretched. So make sure your feet are nice and relaxed at the back, backs of the feet. Palms are down, and just take your block or your towel just underneath your forehead, just so you don't squash your nose, and then draw shoulder blades down. So we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to come up and draw shoulder blades down. Inhale up there, and then exhale down. Actually, no, we're just doing inhale and exhale. So inhale up, exhale down. It's a little easier as long as you can get that initiation of lengthening through from the top of the head to the toes. So inhale up, exhale down, creating that length all the way through the back, top of the head. So imagine you've got an eye on the top of your head and it's looking at that wall. So we're not doing this, we're not looking at that wall, otherwise you're going to compromise the neck. So top of the head and then down. So inhale up, exhale down, and as you come up, draw your shoulder blades down, engage underneath your armpits downwards. So those kind of lat muscles switching on, serratus muscles, all that area. And then we're going to make this a little harder. A bit's out of the way. So arms out to the side, so thumbs are up. Little fingers are in towards you. Lift your thumbs up a little more, and then inhale up, exhale down. I'm getting quite a lot of glute work here, hamstring work. Feel those. Couple more. And then place your hand on the block, a little bit harder. So taking the head, just resting into the hands. Again, we're going to inhale up, exhale down. Couple more. And then when you're done, press yourself up to all fours. So we've done spine extension, then spinal flexion, rotation, lateral flexions. We've worked the spine all the way through those ranges of movement, which is good. We're just going to take a few more little cat arches. So round the spine and then come into neutral. So one more round the spine and then come into neutral. And then another bit of spinal rotation. So if you've got a block or a towel, you can sit on that and take your legs out long. If you've got a ring, you can use that. You don't really need to use the ring. You could just use your arms out to the side. So arms are out, length your way, shoulders are down. And then we're going to come around to the right side. So inhale, as you exhale, right side. 3 breaths. Inhale, center, and then exhale, left side. So make sure these feet stay up, so knees up, feet up, centre, and then again knees up, feet up. So we don't want the feet to move too much, we want the pelvis to stay nice and still. So we're coming with rotation from the waist. One more each side. And then back to centre. And roll the shoulders. And then just a little mini stretch out. So coming onto your backs. And do a little hamstring stretch. Really important to get these hamstrings nice and stretched as well. If they get tight, they can often pull on that pelvis. So take the back of your leg and push the heel up towards the ceiling. And then draw that leg in just a little more if you can. If you've got a ring, you can use that. You can put the paddy bit around the ball of the foot and draw it in a little more. But you don't really need it. And you could just use your hands. So don't be too bothered, don't be too worried if you haven't got a ring. And also, you can use your band too. If you've got a band handy or a towel, something, you can always put the band around, I can't quite reach it, but around the foot and then draw it in. So taking a couple of breaths there, going into the hamstring, and then turn the foot slightly out and then come into inner thigh. You may be able to go a bit wider than me, I'm just taking care not to go too far. Inner thigh stretch. And this leg can be straight if you want to. I'm not pushing it too much, or you can bend it up if that feels better. And then to come back to centre, turn the foot slightly in, and then we go over. I'm just not going to push that too much either, but if you want to go a little bit further, getting the stretch on the outer part of that leg. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. Just going to keep it to the ceiling, but if you can, just slightly over. And then change over to the other side. So the other leg comes up, push into the heel, draw that in. A little bit of hamstring. And then turn the foot slightly out, come out to side. And by stretch, and then back to centre, turn the foot slightly in and come over. Do about that side. And then back to centre, and then hug your knees in. Again, I can't really hug them right in, but just hug in towards you. Give yourself a little rock and roll. And then to come up, you can roll onto your side. And then from your side, you can come up, push yourself up. Oh, I can't go that side. That's my operated side. That's a little uncomfortable. So come to your side. And then push yourself up to all fours. And then tuck your toes under. I'm going to come up to dog position. And then just walk that out. And then if you can, walk your hands in towards your feet and roll up from dog. Or I'm going to go to my stair and bring myself up from there. So I don't do the too much bending thing. So yeah, however you get up. Obviously, if you can get up with your walking your hands towards your feet, it's always good. But if you need to use any props to get up, you go there, make it a little easier. Push it over, especially if you've got any stiffness or anything going on. You want to push it too much, just use those props to get up. So again, just a few side bends, stretch it out. One more each side. And then take some shoulder rolls. Take your hands, place them on top of your head, shoulders to ears, and then slide them down. And again, shoulders, slide them down, and one more. And then give yourselves a clap. Thank you very much. Anybody else that joined me? I don't know, it might have just been Christy. But yeah, if you do this at any other time, it's a nice little short session, so you can fit this in like a lunchtime or quick session after work. So it's all good, so you can do it again and again. So thanks, Christine, for joining me. At least you've got the right page now. You're getting on all right. That's good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It's a nice little short session, but enough to sort of get our backs moving in different directions, and just you needed. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Yeah, get it all moving. That's all we need, isn't it? Sometimes you don't always need anything really drastic. Just something to unstiffen us. I must admit, I'm feeling so much better today. New lease of life, I think, today. A little bit stiff getting up, but that's that'll come. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining me. And yeah, if you do this any other time, just let me know. Thank you. See you soon.